Before starting the story, I request you to like the video and leave a sweet comment. My name is Yumin, and I work as a painter by profession. This is about 15 years ago. At that time, I was about 26 years old. I lived in a small village of Punjab called Chuk number 18. Our village was a landlord's village. They had huge mansions, long fields, and old customs and traditions. My father was a farmer. He plowed the land. But instead of putting my hands in the soil, I was always more interested in brushes and paint buckets. Even in childhood, when I drew lines with chalk on the school board, I used to feel that I should decorate every wall beautifully. Maybe this passion pulled me towards this profession. After matriculation, when I left my studies incomplete and went to Faisalabad to learn work under a master painter, people mocked me. They said you will end up doing a laborer's job. But there was passion in my heart. I spent 3 years there. I learned to fill wall cracks, apply primer, move the brush properly, and choose colors. Then I returned to the village and started my own small work. I had a helper named Akram. He was younger than me, hardworking, and a little mischievous. We both worked together. In nearby villages, our name had started spreading. Sometimes a room to paint, sometimes a roof, sometimes an entire mansion. We worked all day, and in the evening returned on bicycles. Often we sat at the tea hotel chatting. Akram always said that one day he would start his own painting work and go to the city to become a big master. I encouraged him. One day, I was sitting in the village square smoking a cigarette when an elderly man came to me. From his clothes, it seemed that he must have been a great landlord once. But now age and circumstances had bent him down. He had a stick in his hand. His beard was white, and his eyes carried a certain seriousness. "Are you Amin the painter?" "Yes, Babaji, tell me." "I have a mansion. It has become a little old. I want to have it painted. My heart wishes to make it look new once again." I said, "All right, Babaji, show me." The next day, Akram and I went with him. The mansion was located on a deserted path a little away from the village. It had a huge iron gate, broken walls, and doors that had not opened for years. When we went inside, we saw dust on the walls, bushes hanging from the ceiling, and dry leaves scattered on the floor. It felt as if time had stopped here. Baba Ji said the work is big. It will take at least 15 days. You both stay here. I will provide you food and water. There is no arrangement for electricity, but I will leave a lantern for you. I thought for a while, and then we made a deal. The payment was fair, and the place was separate. So we decided to start work the next day. Early morning, we reached the mansion with bicycles carrying paint, brushes, buckets, clothes, and all necessary items. All day, we kept cleaning. One by one, each room, each door, we cleared the dust. The walls looked as if centuries of stories were written on them. Akram said, "Ustad, this place feels strange. Even breathing feels difficult here." I laughed. "What does it matter? It's work, we will do it." Evening started falling. We lit the lantern in the courtyard. Babaji had given us bread, curry, and pickles for dinner. The darkness grew very heavy. We spread our bedding in one of the rooms, which we had cleaned a little. We told each other that today was only cleaning. From tomorrow, the real painting work would start. Next morning, when we both opened our eyes, there was a strange stillness inside the mansion. No birds chirping, no noise from outside, only a soft wind brushing against the walls. Akram's first task was to extinguish the lantern and open the door to see outside. There was dew on the trees, and the ground was a little damp. I put a towel on my shoulder and went to wash my hands at the hand pump behind the mansion. When I reached there, I felt the pump was completely rusted. Perhaps it had not been used for many years. Even then, Akram somehow managed to draw out water. The food Babaji had sent included tea leaves, sugar, milk powder, and some biscuits. We boiled water on the stove, made tea, sat in the courtyard, and had breakfast. Our workday began. Our target was to completely clean the courtyard walls and apply primer. Akram worked on the upper surface of the walls while I worked below. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we hummed songs. Time passed. At noon, Baba G arrived. In his hand was an old bag with potato curry and hot bread. He asked, "How is it going?" "How is the work going?" "Baba G, the work is fine. It's just that the place has been closed for so many years, so the cleaning takes more effort." Baba G cast a look inside the mansion. Then he sighed deeply. "Yes, this mansion used to laugh once. Now it is silent." I asked Baba G, who used to live here earlier. For a few moments, he stayed quiet. Then he said, "When the time comes, I will tell you. For now, just do your work." Baba G left. Akram immediately came close to me and said, "Ustad, I heard this mansion was closed long ago. Once even the watchman ran away from here at night." I scolded him. "Stop it. You always think of useless things. This is all nonsense." But even in my heart, I felt that something was there. The old nails in the walls, doors that had no locks yet remained shut. And the strangest of all was that one room which Baba G had warned us about. Do not open it. There are some old things inside. All day Akram was curious about that room. Many times he went near and kept staring at the door. I scolded him again. Focus on the work. By evening, we finished the courtyard work. Our bodies were tired, clothes covered with dust, and hands stained with paint. We made tea, ate dinner, and then sat for a while in the courtyard talking lightly. Akram said there is a strange peace here. No sound of humans. No sound of animals. I laughed. Even peace feels strange to you. That night we chose the same room for sleeping. I kept my small diary beside the bedding where I used to note down daily work. Akram stayed awake for a while, lost in thoughts, and then slept late. Morning came with another new day and new work. But inside, I felt a strange uneasiness. Akram came and said, "Ustad, last night I heard some sound." "What sound?" "Just felt as if someone was dragging wood far away. Maybe it was my imagination." That mansion whose silence had always been wrapped in stillness was now slowly beginning to breathe. But that breath was not of a human. On the third day, the sun rose. We had breakfast as usual. Akram's eyes were red. I asked what happened. "Didn't sleep well." Akram hesitated and said, "Ustad, last night it felt as if someone was slowly walking outside the room." I called out, but no one replied. I laughed. It's just nighttime imagination. In darkness, the ears hear more than they should. That day, along with the courtyard, we also decided to work on. We began painting the inner rooms of the mansion. By noon, one room was completed. Right beside it was that locked room, which Baba G had strictly forbidden us to open. Akram kept going near its door again and again, staring at it as if he was sensing something. In the evening, Baba G came, gave us food, and left. While leaving, he reminded us, "Remember, keep that room closed." Akram asked Baba G, "After all, what is in this room?" Baba G lowered his eyes and said, "That time has passed. Now only the walls remain. Do not ask more questions." Night fell and darkness spread. In the dim light of the lantern, we ate our food. Suddenly Akram said, "Ustad, don't you feel it? The mansion seems different today." "Different how?" "I don't know. As if the air is heavy. And as if the walls want to say something." I said nothing, just picked up my cup of tea and went outside into the courtyard. From there, I could see a corner of the roof. And I was shocked. Someone was standing there. Just for a moment, a shadow appeared and vanished instantly. I rubbed my eyes and looked again. Nothing was there. Maybe it was tiredness, I told myself. The mind creates its own pictures. From inside, Akram called out, "Ustad, why is this door moving?" I rushed inside. It was the same locked room. Its door had opened slightly. "Akram, did you touch it?" "No, brother, I swear I didn't. I was just putting my clothes away." The door creaked by itself. In my heart, I recited some prayers. Slowly, I closed the door and placed a brick outside it. Do not touch it again. Just do what you are told. It was night. A soft wind was moving through the mansion, but the leaves of the trees outside were making a strange noise, as if whispering. We lay down on our bedding. Akram turned and said, "Ustad, to tell the truth, I feel scared." "Nothing will happen. Sleep. We have a lot of work." But that night's sleep did not come easily. From somewhere far we heard a faint sound, as if bare feet were walking on wooden planks. The sound was soft but clear. I looked at Akram. He was looking at me the same way. You heard it too. Yes. We both sat up, lit the lantern, but the sound had already stopped. Only silence remained. That silence which comes before something is about to be said. The next day, we continued our work. The whole day passed without any incident or anything unusual.
But Akram began to feel heavy and uneasy. In the evening, he told me, "Ustad, if you allow me, I will go home today." I asked in surprise, "Why?" He said, "My mother is unwell. I don't feel right. I will come back tomorrow morning." I understood he was frightened, and perhaps so was I. After Akram left, I was alone in the mansion. The silence that fell was different, not the kind that soothes, the kind that presses on your chest before a scream. When Baba G left, he looked at me with something in his eyes, as if he knew I would be alone that night, and something might happen. I ate, washed my hands, and sat on an old wooden charpoy kept in the courtyard. The lantern gave a weak light. The mansion's doors and walls seemed to be breathing. A light wind moved through, but that wind carried a metallic clinking like the sound you hear in graveyards at night. I began to recite Durat to steady myself. It must have been around 11 at night when the first sound came. At first, I thought something had fallen in the corner of the courtyard, maybe a box or a plank. I took the lantern and looked. Nothing. When I turned back, my heart jumped. That locked room's door was open again. This time the door was moving slowly, creaking as if someone had pushed from inside. I swallowed hard. I took the lantern and went to the door of that room. "Who is there?" No answer. I shone the lantern inside. The room was completely empty, except for an old wardrobe. In the wardrobe's mirror, I saw a shadow. Someone was standing behind me. I spun around quickly. No one was there. Then the mirror began to tremble by itself. I stepped back. The lantern's glass shattered, and the light went out. Now I was in complete darkness. Something whispered very close to my ear, "Did you break your promise?" I screamed and ran into the courtyard, but the mansion doors had shut by themselves. I tried to open them, but they would not budge. Suddenly a great echo spread around me, as if many women were mourning together. Those voices were not coming from the ground or the sky. They were rising from inside the mansion. I pressed myself against the wall and closed my eyes. My heart was pounding. My breath, it was swelling inside me. Then something happened that shook me to the core. In one corner of the mansion, I saw Akram standing. I was startled. Akram had already gone home, but he just stood there, absolutely silent. His eyes had turned completely white. His face was expressionless, as if he was no longer human, but had become a part of that mansion itself. I stepped forward, but he vanished like mist. "Oh, Allah, what is this?" I fell into prostration and wept in prayer. Then the mansion door seemed to open on its own. A gust of wind blew, and a cold whisper echoed, "Leave, or you'll be trapped forever." I grabbed my cap, put on my shoes, and without taking anything else, I ran out of that mansion. The next day, I went to Akram's house. He was fine. He said, "Brother, last night I went home but had a strange dream. Someone called you and was taking you away. I was scared the whole night." I told him, "Akram, that is not a mansion. It is a prison. Something is locked there that has broken free from the bounds of time." We sent a message to Baba G that we will not continue the work. After that, I never did such work again. Now I only paint and renovate mosques and houses. Whenever old mansions are mentioned, I remain silent. Even today, when people pass by that mansion, they recite Dared and prayers. Perhaps those prayers are forever written on the walls of that place.